Hi guys, just wanted to welcome you to my week 3 video assignment. Unfortunately I have a virus, which is why you will not be seeing me this week. And this is a picture of me from my cruise that I took last year. I figured it was a much better image than the way I look right now, but I digress. This week we were told to look into our social networks and examine how they cross over each other and subnetworks, and just to see which of our friends were key influencers or mavens or even salespeople. So my personal network, I basically divided into 4 groups. I went to college at Florida State University. I grew up predominantly in the DC, Northern Virginia region. And after I graduated from college in Florida, I moved to Connecticut, and then I have a bunch of family members on Facebook. So I wanted to start with my friend Erin. Erin is a friend of mine from DC, and she is definitely an arts and crafts maven. She is an expert with all things Pinterest. And she's also kind of part of a subcategory. Um, Erin is almost like a family member because I've known her almost my entire life. So I don't know if it's like a weird subgenre of like networks, like someone you've known your whole life but they're not technically related to you. But she is definitely the person we all go to with, when we need like arts and crafts ideas, or if we have a question on how to find something on Pinterest. Like, she's just the expert. My twin sister actually just got engaged, and Erin has been helping her like design and plan like her own centerpieces, and everything she learned from Pinterest. So she's quite handy. Next, I wanted to go to my friend Stephanie, who is a Connecticut friend and former coworker. She also belongs to my professional network because she and I used to work together at WTNH in New Haven. She's an on-air reporter, and I think as a function of her job, she's definitely a key connector. Um, it's kind of in her personality as well as her job requirements to go out there and constantly be meeting new people, and she likes connecting people in her own network. So she's just really good at facilitating meeting new people. And then I come to family, and this is my sister Drew, who just got engaged. She is my twin sister, and she's also a saleswoman, I would say. She has her own business Facebook page because she's a professional photographer. So she tries to use Facebook and other social media outlets to gain sales or to attract new clients. And yeah, as I said before, she and Erin, work a lot together in terms of, creating new things. And then for Florida State, I wanted to talk about my friend Nina, who is a college friend of mine, and she is a travel maven. As you can see in this picture, she's in London. Anytime I go anywhere, I always talk to her first because she knows where to get all the good deals in terms of hotels. She knows all the places that you have to see. She's just very informed in the travel genre. And I think it's a function too of her job because I think she works in a Marriott hotel, but tourism was her major in college. Tourism and hospitality were her major in college. So she's definitely passionate about those things, and she likes sharing her travels and her adventures. So anytime I travel anywhere, I definitely call her up. So now I want to move to my professional network, which I also divide into 4 categories. WTH was my first job out of college. Brady Corporation is where I went after working at TNH, and my current job is at Diversified Technology Consultants, and DDC also owns another company called Triad, so I do social media work for them as well. And then my brother Brett recently completed his first independent film, and I've done a lot of the social media work for that film. So this is kind of my professional buckets, as I would say. So for Brady Corp, I want to talk about my friend Sharon. Sharon is my former coworker, and she's a friend of mine in Connecticut, and she's definitely a marketing maven. She was the brand manager for one of the brands Brady Corp owned, and her brand was very successful. She was really good at starting campaigns and coming up with great article ideas and great newsletter ideas. Like she was definitely like a big picture person, and she worked with a lot of different branches of the company very seamlessly. And I definitely look to her, kind of as inspiration. Anytime at work, if I have a question about what direction I should be going in, I definitely give her a call. And then never, this is Andrew. Andrew is technically a colleague of mine, even though I do my work for them pro bono because it is my brother. Andrew also went to Florida State, but he and I were not friends. We were more acquaintances. He and my brother were in the same graduating class, and they were obviously quite close friends. But it's like a subcategory of, or as we learned in the presentation for our readings this week, that it's just a not close personal connection. And I think as a function of his field, he's definitely a maven in terms of production and distribution of film. He's definitely a salesman in that he's always going out promoting all the work that he does, and he's a connector because interpersonal connections are a big component of being successful in LA in the film industry. So I think he has to be a bit of all three of those things, which makes him kind of rare and definitely very interesting to talk to because he also has really unique and creative ideas in terms of getting Never's name out there. At Triad or DTC, I want to talk about Becky, who is, she's the president of Triad, so she's currently one of my colleagues, and she's definitely a saleswoman. This picture I pulled off of her personal Facebook page, and it's her kind of displaying the Triad vest. So I thought that was definitely a really good example of, you know, promoting your own like company brand on your personal account. And then finally, WTH, I wanted to talk about my friend Marzina. Marzina is a former coworker of mine, but she's also a Connecticut friend, and she is also a connector. She's a connector because at her, again, I think it's a function of maybe what you do or who your personality dictates a little bit of the jobs you go after, but she works at the assignment desk at the TV station, and she is all about connecting reporters with sources or trying to get leads on new stories. She's just very creative and she's always looking for like that next big story. I think she's on her way to being a maven, but I think but she's just not there yet. I think in a few years she'll definitely get there. But in the meantime, she's definitely a connector, and I know she has a lot of potential. So those are my social networks. I also found that there was a lot of overlap. Obviously, you can see on my professional page, some of my professional relationships are with people who are now my friends. So it was a little difficult to kind of differentiate the two, and also, kind of classifying people. I don't even know if I actively think of Sharon as being a maven, but when I sat down to do this assignment, I definitely thought of her when I was trying to find someone whom I looked up to and reached out to on a regular basis in terms of who was a maven in my job space. Um, so that's, my presentation. I hope you guys have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you next week when I'm feeling a little bit better. Bye.